The power of slow living in old age. Buddhism. In a world where everything rushes forward, where success is often defined by accumulation, there lies a profound alternative: the philosophy of slow living. This isn't about abandoning modernity, but about reclaiming what truly matters: peace, purpose, and meaningful connections. Especially for those over 55, this shift can redefine your golden years. Let's explore how embracing a slower, intentional life brings joy and fulfillment beyond material pursuits. As we age, we start seeing through the illusion society created around happiness. The younger years often convince us that possessions equal success: the latest gadgets, fancy vacations, or sprawling homes. Advertisements endlessly push this narrative: buy more, be more. Yet, Buddhist philosophy teaches us that happiness is not found in the external, but within. The Buddha said, "Contentment is the greatest wealth." This wisdom reminds us that chasing material things only leads to a fleeting sense of satisfaction. Real happiness comes from understanding and appreciating the present moment. Imagine walking into your home filled with items you haven't used or appreciated in years. Do these objects bring you joy, or do they simply take up space? The practice of mindfulness, observing our desires and recognizing their impermanence, helps us detach from the idea that owning more equates to being more. This doesn't mean renouncing all possessions, but cultivating an awareness of what truly serves us. Consider simplifying your surroundings. Reflect on what you genuinely need versus what merely adds to the noise of life. By focusing on the essentials, you'll find clarity and peace, replacing the endless pursuit of consumer goods with a sense of gratitude for what already exists. Years ago, I made a life-altering decision. I downsized. Trading my large home for a narrow boat less than 7 feet wide seemed daunting. I had to part with objects that had been part of my life for decades: 5 coffee makers, boxes of forgotten trinkets. At first, the process felt impossible. But then something magical happened. In Buddhism, there's a teaching about non-attachment. The Buddha stated, "You only lose what you cling to." This resonates deeply when considering the emotional weight tied to material possessions. Each item we own often carries with it a sense of identity or memory, but by holding on too tightly, we become burdened by the past. As I let go, I felt lighter, not just physically, but emotionally. The weight of unnecessary possessions lifted, leaving room for experiences that truly mattered. Downsizing might not be for everyone, but simplifying your space, whether it's decluttering your garage or paring down your wardrobe, can have transformative effects. For those hesitant to let go, start small. Choose one area, a drawer, a shelf, and assess each item's value in your current life. Ask yourself, does this bring joy? Is it serving a purpose? By releasing what no longer serves you, you create space for what does: peace, clarity, and freedom. Consumer culture thrives on making us feel incomplete. It whispers that happiness is just one purchase away. Yet, the joy from buying fades quickly, leaving us chasing the next trend. Buddhist teachings often emphasize mindfulness and intentional living. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment, the Buddha said. This wisdom reminds us to step away from the distractions of consumerism and focus on what truly matters: our time and energy. Imagine your life as a garden. Every decision to consume is like planting a seed. Are you planting flowers that bloom into joy and peace, or weeds that overrun your garden? Living slowly allows you to step off this treadmill of consumption and instead tend to the garden of your soul. By consuming less, you reclaim not only financial freedom, but also emotional peace. Picture yourself savoring a quiet morning, sipping tea, or reading a cherished book, instead of worrying about the next big sale. These simple acts of mindfulness bring a richness that no possession can match. Embracing slow living means swimming against society's current. But in choosing this path, you gain a deeper appreciation for life's small wonders, the rustle of leaves, the warmth of sunlight, or the shared laughter of loved ones. These moments, rich and priceless, cannot be bought. Buddhism teaches the value of appreciating the present. When you realize nothing is lacking, the whole world belongs to you, said the Buddha. This profound insight encourages us to stop chasing what we think we need and start noticing the abundance already around us. Simplifying doesn't mean deprivation. It's about focusing on what truly brings joy. When you slow down, life's details come into focus. You'll notice things you've missed while rushing, things that make life uniquely beautiful. Imagine walking through a park with no agenda. You're not checking your phone or hurrying to the next activity. Instead, you're fully present, appreciating the sights, sounds, and sensations around you. This is the essence of slow living, being alive in each moment. Letting go of excess possessions teaches us an important lesson. Happiness lies in intentionality. Living simply means making mindful choices, choosing experiences over objects, connections over status, and fulfillment over fleeting pleasure. Buddhism speaks to the power of intention. Every morning we are born again. What we do today matters most, the Buddha said. This wisdom urges us to live with purpose and clarity, aligning our actions with our values. This isn't about rejecting capitalism entirely. After all, businesses create value. But when consumption becomes an endless cycle, it's time to pause and reflect. Are our purchases aligning with our values, or are we just filling voids? Practice intentionality in small ways. Before making a purchase, ask yourself, does this align with my needs and values? By pausing, you empower yourself to make choices that resonate with your deeper purpose. As we age, the definition of success evolves. Instead of accolades or possessions, we find joy in experiences and relationships. A walk in the park, a heartfelt conversation, or the quiet pleasure of tending a garden becomes more valuable than any material acquisition. Imagine cultivating a life where your days are filled with activities that nourish your soul, whether it's painting, writing, or spending time with grandchildren. These pursuits create memories that outshine any gadget or luxury item. The Buddha's teaching, better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace, reminds us to prioritize quality over quantity in our lives. By focusing on relationships and meaningful experiences, we build a legacy of love and connection. Resisting the pull of consumerism isn't easy. Advertisements are crafted to manipulate emotions, creating desires where none existed. But you have the power to break this cycle. Start small, spend a day, then a week, without buying anything unnecessary. Over time, the urge fades, replaced by a newfound appreciation for what you already have. Living slowly helps us reconnect with our inner selves. It fosters emotional resilience, the ability to weather life's storms with grace. Instead of reacting impulsively, we pause, reflect, and respond thoughtfully. Consider this practice. When faced with a challenge, take a deep breath and ask, what truly matters here? This simple question grounds you, allowing you to navigate difficulties with wisdom and clarity. The greatest treasures in life are health and relationships. By living slowly, you prioritize these essentials. Whether it's taking a leisurely walk, cooking wholesome meals, or simply sitting in nature, slow living encourages mindfulness, a cornerstone of well-being. Moreover, connecting deeply with loved ones nourishes both body and soul. Conversations, shared activities, and moments of laughter strengthen bonds that material wealth could never replace. As we approach the later stages of life, our focus naturally shifts to legacy. What do you wish to leave behind? For me, it's not about possessions, but values, simplicity, mindfulness, and appreciation for life's wonders. By living intentionally, you inspire future generations to seek fulfillment beyond consumerism. Your example becomes a guiding light, teaching them to cherish what truly matters. Slow living is not about renunciation, it's about rediscovery. It's an invitation to embrace a life rich in experiences, relationships, and peace. For those aged 55 to 75, this philosophy offers the chance to reflect, realign, and revel in life's simple joys. As you journey forward, let the principles of slow living, mindfulness, simplicity, and intentionality guide you. In doing so, you'll find that the greatest treasures are those money can't buy: health, happiness, and harmony. Let's walk this path together, creating lives filled with purpose and peace.